A Cardano ETF, a pipe dream, or a not too distant reality? That is exactly what we're going to be getting into in this video. And I'm going to be showing you guys why it is I believe we will end up with a Cardano spot ETF in the future. We already have a number of Cardano exchange traded products. And in regards to Grayscale, which saw the largest inflows into a Bitcoin spot ETF yesterday, they actually happen to have Cardano as one of their largest holdings in some of their exchange traded products. We're going to be looking at that, and of course 21 shares having already a Cardano ETP in the EU in this video. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to take you through some things that lead me to believe that a Cardano ETF is coming in the not too distant future. And there is a massive elephant in the room in regards to the fact that the SEC has mentioned Cardano in pretty much most of its lawsuits as a crypto asset security, whatever that means. But we can address this towards the end of the video once we've gone through what we are going to go through. So I just want to start the video off by talking about what took place yesterday. Now, we know that on Wednesday, the SEC officially approved a Bitcoin spot ETF within the United States. And since then, we saw a $4.9 billion inflow in one single day. Now, a large part of this was made up from Grayscale's GBTC, and this was because of the conversion from their exchange traded product into an ETF. So a lot of volume, basically the whole volume that was in the GBTC product moved over to an ETF. And that's why they had higher inflows than the likes of BlackRock's with their iShares Bitcoin ETF. Now, Grayscale is important because Grayscale also offer a basket of other products that currently haven't been approved as ETFs, but the top holdings that they have are extremely interesting because, of course, Cardano is a large part of what Grayscale hold. Also, if you look at the annual inflows into exchange traded products last year via CoinShares, which we will be discussing in this video, Cardano was pretty high up on one of the main altcoins that saw inflows last year. So there is clearly a demand there, perhaps from institutions, because most retail buyers simply buy on the spot market. So the next thing that I want to dive into is some comments from Larry Fink. And Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, says that he sees value in having an Ethereum exchange traded fund ETF. Now, we have Ethereum futures in the likes of the United States. We have spot Ethereum ETFs in the likes of Canada, Australia, and the EU. And the next logical progression is, of course, to see an Ethereum ETF within the United States, an Ethereum spot ETF within the United States. And actually, we already have a basket of filings for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and actually overlay the filings on the screen. But you can see we have VanEck Ethereum ETF, we have ARK 21 shares Ethereum ETF, Hashdex Nasdaq ETF, Grayscale's Ethereum trust conversion. So they already have an Ethereum trust, which we've been tracking this year. There's still a huge discount on that trust, by the way. We arbitraged the GBTC trade. We'll probably be doing the same thing for the Ethereum trade and the altcoin trades when it gets closer to the time. You've got Invesco, you've got iShares, and of course you've got Fidelity that all have deadlines that are centering around about August the 1st, 2024. So this is, in my opinion, the likely progression of things, and I don't think that it will stop there. We are now going to go over to Grayscale's digital large cap fund and take a look at what's in there that may be showing us and giving us a roadmap of the progression of ETFs coming in the future, because we've already got Bitcoin through the door, Ethereum looking very likely that it's going to go through the door with the backings of the likes of BlackRock, and then they will move to some of the other blue chip cryptos that hold a top position in regards to market cap in the crypto space. So if we take a look at Grayscale's digital large cap fund, we can see that if we go right down to the bottom here, the holdings within this fund are Bitcoin to the tune of 68%, Ethereum to the tune of 23%, Solana to the tune of 3.2%, XRP to the tune of 2.4%, and of course Cardano to the tune of 1.5%. Now that seems like a very measly figure. However, I am going to be showing you that if we also go over to their Ethereum fund, so essentially Ethereum competitors fund, they hold a substantial amount of Cardano within this fund. And this is, I think, important because it shows an institution that offers institutional grade products in the form of ETPs, currently exchange traded products, that is converting over to ETFs, has Cardano, holds it, and actually to a high degree over many other altcoins. So if we go to their exchange traded fund for Ethereum products, you can actually see that the list goes Solana, 42%, and then, of course, Cardano. Now, I know many people that like Cardano don't like Solana, but in my opinion, Solana has been institutionally chosen. You can see this across the board. The price action also reflects it. And I think the first altcoin outside of Ethereum to get through the door in regards to an ETF is likely going to be Solana. And then potentially, if Grayscale is anything to go by, then Cardano. And this is, clearly signaled in what we're looking at here. It doesn't stop there, though, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, these things trade. So this is the 21 shares Cardano product that we're going to be looking at in just a second. But let's go over now to 21 shares, which now have a Bitcoin ETF, and actually look at their Cardano ETP. It says 100% physically backed by ADA, Cardano's native cryptocurrency, the 21 shares Cardano ETP, titled or with the ticker of AADA. I know we, of course, have Lenfi out there that used to be branded AADA. Tracks the performance of ADA, providing a regulated and secure way for investors to tap into the growth of Cardano, an advanced blockchain positioned to offer an enhanced version of Ethereum's sophistication and security, catering to specialized applications such as government and defense. Very, very interesting. If we scroll down here, ladies and gentlemen, they give us a bit more of an overview. They also give us the ticker name and everything in between. Now, this is already trading within Europe. So 21 shares have a Bitcoin ETF. They're also in the running for an Ethereum ETF. It's very likely that they're going to look to, with the likes of Grayscale, facilitate a Cardano ETF. The next thing I want to do before we go over to a little bit of charts is actually look at CoinShares' annual reports. Now, CoinShares is basically tracking here exchange traded vehicles in regards to cryptocurrencies. And the interesting thing here is, again, this is perhaps shedding a bit of a light on the progression of altcoin ETFs. We can see that Cardano actually sees significant inflows perhaps over other cryptocurrencies. And you can see here, of course, Bitcoin is the top, then Ethereum, then Solana, then the likes of Binance, Litecoin, XRP, and then we have Cardano, ladies and gentlemen. So I think there's a number of connecting factors here that essentially lead me to believe this isn't just speculation. This is somewhat, or I suppose it is speculation to a degree, but this is somewhat proof, if you will, that there is institutional demand for Cardano and that you have the players that are facilitating a Bitcoin spot ETF actually also having a vested interest in Cardano and offering products. Now, these products do actually trade. This is 21 shares Cardano. This is a very healthy and perfect chart. You've got your double bottom, you've got your point of break on volume. This is likely now in an uptrend, which could be used to predict perhaps the price of Cardano. Just moving it onto the charts here. We have also been tracking Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, which I will now show you now. And this is essentially what we came up with. So we were looking at a stage 1 base here, and we have 2 targets. The first of our lower down targets that was created by the smaller head and shoulders here projected us a target to round about $15.70. And we now have a broader head and shoulders that is set up that is going to take us to $27, which is suggesting that the basket that makes up Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund is going to do rather well, just like the Grayscale's GBTC. And of course, Grayscale's Ethereum. They also have Stellar Lumens trusts. This is their Chainlink trust. This is their Ethereum trust, which is well on its way to the target that we projected in last year. So across the board, I think there's a lot of confluence and a lot of potential reasoning in regards to suspecting a Cardano exchange traded product. This is the future that we are moving towards. And the beautiful thing about where we are right now in the crypto space is not only technically do we think Cardano is going to do very well, we're going to be giving you a price prediction for Cardano next year. We've given price predictions for Polkadot and Hedera so far this year. We will also be looking at doing a price prediction for Cardano that's all going to be technically generated. That's where we get our price predictions from, not just where we think something could go. I made that mistake back in 2020 when I said Cardano could get to $5 to $7. That was based on market caps and relative valuation. And ultimately, it only got to 3. So it was still 100x from when we were calling out at 2-3 cents. But I really learned a lesson there that sort of said, look, don't try and guess where the price is going. Have a technical reason for it. And we do actually have what we believe is a pattern setting up for Cardano that could take it to a very impressive price that I'm sure many of you will be excited to hear. So do stay tuned for that. But across the board, we're seeing lots of confluence, lots of reasoning for a Cardano exchange traded fund within the United States. Of course, we need to get over the regulatory hurdles that we currently face. And actually, if the previous lawsuits against the SEC in relation to crypto are anything to go by, I don't think they have too much to stand on in regards to calling Cardano a security. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Please don't forget to share this video around. If you haven't checked out our website yet, go and check out allincrypto.com. We just launched our portfolio tracker that is totally free to use yesterday. And also, if you want to become a patron to find out what I'm holding, do consider checking the links in the description. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. See you in the next one.